Cooper Kupp's story does not unfold like a traditional football legend. There is no early coronation, no viral high school mixtape that reshaped expectations, no recruiting frenzy that framed his future as inevitable. Instead, his career is defined by patience, by precision, and by a quiet, almost relentless devotion to mastery. It is a journey shaped less by spectacle and more by substance, less by what was given and more by what was built, layer by meticulous layer. To understand Cooper Kupp is to understand the value of process. His greatness was never loud. It was never rushed. It was cultivated. Born in Yakima, Washington, Kupp grew up far from the epicenters of football exposure. Yakima was not a place where prospects were constantly evaluated by scouts or featured in national conversations. But football itself was deeply rooted in his life. Kupp came from a family where the game was understood, respected, and approached with seriousness. Football was not mythology in his household. It was structure. It was preparation. It was accountability. That distinction mattered. From an early age, Kupp learned that football success is not accidental. He was exposed to film study before it became fashionable. He learned terminology early. He understood how small mistakes compound and how small advantages can be created through repetition. While other players chased physical dominance, Kupp chased understanding. As a young athlete, Kupp was not physically overwhelming. He did not separate from defenders through raw speed alone. He did not tower over opponents. What separated him was subtlety. He understood spacing instinctively. He recognized coverage shells. He adjusted routes without panic. Even before his body fully developed, his mind was already operating ahead of the play. At Davis High School, Kupp was productive, but productivity did not translate into attention. Recruiting services overlooked him. Major programs did not invest. The silence was loud. For many athletes, that kind of disregard becomes discouraging. For Kupp, it became clarifying. He did not spend energy resenting the system. He spent energy refining himself. Eastern Washington University offered him opportunity without illusion. It was not a glamorous destination. It was not a shortcut to national attention. But it was a place where he could play immediately, learn extensively, and grow without pretense. Kupp embraced it fully. At Eastern Washington, Kupp did more than dominate. He defined excellence at his level. His production shattered records, but more importantly, his command of the position deepened. He learned how to manipulate defensive backs with pacing. He learned how to vary route depth. He learned how to use his body intelligently rather than forcefully. Defenses adjusted. Kupp adjusted faster. What made his college career special was not just volume, but sustainability. Year after year, defenses knew where the ball was going. Year after year, they struggled to stop it. Kupp was not reliant on trickery. He won with detail, with timing, with trust in his preparation. Still, skepticism followed him into the NFL evaluation process. Analysts questioned the competition level. They questioned athletic upside. They questioned translation. The narrative was familiar, productive, smart, but limited. Kupp absorbed those critiques without defensiveness. He studied them. He prepared for them. He trained to address them not through argument, but through evidence. When the Los Angeles Rams selected him in the third round of the NFL draft, the moment carried significance, but not security. Third-round picks are respected, but not protected. Roles must be earned. Patience is not guaranteed. Kupp entered the league with the same mentality that had carried him this far. Learn faster than expected, execute cleaner than required. His rookie season revealed immediately what made him different. He earned trust quickly. Quarterbacks trusted him because he was dependable. Coaches trusted him because he executed assignments precisely. His routes were where they were supposed to be. His spacing aligned with the play design. He did not freelance unnecessarily. He understood the offense as a system, not a series of individual opportunities. As his responsibilities increased, so did his impact. He was not flashy, but he was constant. On third downs, he was available. In the red zone, he was precise. In contested situations, he was composed. Injury interrupted his momentum early, forcing him into a period of recovery before full validation arrived. That setback tested patience, but it also deepened perspective. Kupp used the time to study, to observe defensive trends, to sharpen his mental processing. When he returned, he was more efficient, more deliberate, more complete. The The evolution of the Rams' offense under Sean McVay demanded receivers who could process information at elite speed. Routes were not static. Reads changed post-snap. Adjustments were required instantly. Many players struggled with the cognitive load. Kupp thrived. He became an extension of the quarterback. His understanding of coverage mirrored the play caller's intent. He did not just run what was drawn, he ran what the defense allowed. That adaptability transformed him from a reliable target into a focal point. The arrival of Matthew Stafford elevated that partnership to another level. Their connection was not based on improvisation alone, it was built on mutual understanding. Stafford trusted Kupp to see the game the same way he did. Kupp trusted Stafford to throw before separation appeared. That trust became devastating for defenses. The 2021 season was not an anomaly. It was a convergence. Every detail Kupp had refined. Route pacing, leverage manipulation, body positioning, coverage recognition came together in historic fashion. He dominated from the slot and outside. He punished man coverage with precision. He dissected zones with awareness. Winning the receiving Triple Crown was not about volume alone. It was about control. Kupp dictated matchups. He influenced coverage structures. He forced defensive adjustments that opened space for others. In the postseason, when defenses tightened and pressure magnified, Kupp became even more essential. In critical moments, he did not disappear. He sharpened. On the final drive of the Super Bowl, with the entire defense focused on him, he delivered repeatedly. His Super Bowl MVP performance was not surprising to those who understood his preparation. It was inevitable. Yet even after reaching the summit, Kupp did not change. He did not frame success as a rival. He framed it as responsibility. Expectations increased, and so did his standards. Later injuries reminded him that dominance is fragile. Physical limitations required adaptation. Kupp responded by leaning even deeper into intelligence. His routes became more economical, his anticipation more refined, his understanding more expansive. What separates Cooper Kupp is not just excellence, it is intentionality. He approaches football like a craftsman. Every detail matters. Every rep counts. Every weakness is addressed. He represents a version of greatness that challenges traditional evaluation. He was never the fastest, never the most explosive, never the most hyped. Yet he became one of the most complete receivers of his era by mastering what others neglected. Off the field, Kupp reflects the same humility and focus. He speaks with intention. He leads without volume. His presence stabilizes. Teammates respect him because his effort never fluctuates. Cooper Kupp's legacy is not about proving others wrong. It is about proving preparation right. It is about showing that football intelligence is not supplementary. It is central. That discipline creates separation. That belief, paired with work, can overcome obscurity. He was never handed inevitability. He built it through film study, footwork, trust, and patience. And as his career continues, Cooper Kupp stands as a reminder that mastery does not require noise. It requires commitment. Thank you to all the fans for watching and supporting this story. Your appreciation for craft, your respect for discipline, and your love for the deeper layers of football give meaning to journeys like Cooper Kupp's. If you enjoyed this long-form documentary, please like, share, and subscribe. More powerful football stories are coming, and we sincerely thank you for being part of the journey.